It was a chaotic afternoon in Budapest when the world witnessed a moment that would come to define a significant chapter in European history, the refugee crisis that began in 2015. As news spread of large groups of asylum seekers gathering at the Keleti railway station, the city became a focal point for a broader crisis that had roots stretching back years. The seeds of the migration crisis were sown in conflict-stricken nations such as Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq. The Arab Spring in 2011 sparked a series of uprisings, cascading into the Syrian civil war. By 2015, the United Nations estimated that over 4 million Syrians had fled their homeland, seeking refuge from the chaos, destruction, and violence. In early September 2015, thousands began their perilous journey through Greece, often via treacherous routes through the Aegean Sea. Many drowned attempting to cross, others faced harrowing conditions in ragtag camps. As images of desperate families reached the shores of Europe, public opinion began to shift. The photo of 3-year-old Alan Kurdi, who washed ashore on a Turkish beach, became a symbol of the humanitarian catastrophe that was unfolding. As migrants made their way through Hungary, their numbers swelled, igniting tensions within the country and beyond. On September 15, 2015, Hungarian authorities decided to close the borders, effectively sealing the fate of thousands stranded at the Keleti station. Protesters gathered, clashing with police, creating a dramatic scene that reverberated throughout Europe. The situation drew attention from governments, NGOs, and citizens alike, sparking debates on immigration policy, national security, and humanitarian responsibility. Some countries, like Germany, took a bold stance to welcome refugees, while others, such as Hungary and Poland, fortified their borders, citing cultural preservation and security concerns. But this was not merely a crisis of numbers, it was a clash of ideologies. Europe was caught in a web of its own making, grappling with its past scars and the rising tides of nationalism. The tension reached a boiling point in March 2016 when the EU and Turkey entered into a controversial deal aimed at stemming the flow of migrants in exchange for financial incentives to Turkey, an agreement that drew both criticism and support. As we progressed through 2016 and into 2017, Europe found itself thrust into a cyclical debate on integration versus isolation. Countries struggled to cope with the sudden influx, leading to a splash of incidents highlighting the tensions within communities. Anti-immigrant sentiments rose, fueled by fear and misinformation, while pro-refugee activists fought tirelessly to provide basic needs and secure rights for those seeking asylum. Meanwhile, the European Union took steps to establish a more cohesive strategy for managing migration. The so-called hotspot approach was introduced, designated areas where arriving migrants could be processed and either settled or returned. Yet even these measures were fraught with challenges as member states disagreed on burden sharing. By the end of 2017, speeches on the international stage revealed a stark reality. The migration crisis had redefined alliances and raised crucial questions about Europe's identity. National elections in countries like France and Germany were swayed by the discourse surrounding immigration, significantly altering the political landscape. Fast forward to 2020, the ripple effects of the migration crisis were still prevalent. The COVID-19 pandemic further complicated the situation. Countries faced heightened restrictions, exacerbating the vulnerabilities of those who were already marginalized. Migrants found themselves confined to crowded refugee camps, often without proper healthcare or sanitation, an echo of their earlier struggles. As Europe emerged from the initial wave of the pandemic, conversations around migration began to evolve. Humanity prevailed as ordinary citizens, groups, and organizations worked to build bridges, offering help where governments struggled. The backlash against anti-immigration sentiment also grew louder. In 2025, policy reforms are still being debated as some countries reimagine their role within the global community. While the scars of the migration crisis remain fresh and deep, European nations are beginning to understand the importance of collaboration over division. An unfinished story, it serves as a stark reminder that history is often written in the faces of those who dare to seek a safer tomorrow.